Hey everybody, Tony D and little Joan here, and this is we're going to do a little video analysis of this Joe Biden ad that just came out. It's called "Unprepared." Joe Biden for president. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books, Wokistan and Novel, if you like politics, political satire, and of course the Pineys books 1, 2, 3, and 4 available at ebook, trade paperback, Kindle Unlimited is free. Audiobooks coming soon, so please check that out. And the Webcomic Factory at thewebcomicfactory.com. All right, let's get into it a little bit. So this is what you get when you slap together a. You ready? You ready, Joan, for the Joe Biden ad? It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm going to just start playing some of it.
He failed to act. So now Trump and his allies are launching negative attacks against Joe Biden.
Okay, why would Trump have to launch any negative attacks against Biden at this stage of the game? I don't. That is a dumb statement right out the gate, because Trump doesn't need to launch any attacks. He's not buying any. Nobody's campaigning now. We're in the middle of this whole lockdown. Who the heck is campaigning? He's not launching attacks. At least, I don't know. Maybe there's some commercials playing somewhere. I guess it's a little early for that. I don't think anybody's thinking about who they're going to vote for in November except the obsessed. So, it seems like, I guess it's just a standard way to start a political attack ad. Like, we didn't want to do this attack ad, but we have to, because Donald Trump's attacking us. So, but it gets worse.
To hide the truth, here are the facts. Joe Biden warned the nation in January that Trump had left us unprepared for a pandemic.
Okay, so in January is about when, I think a few days later is when Trump closed down the travel to China. So you're saying Joe Biden, yeah, he was ahead of the curve, not being in office, and and he's left us unprepared, while his cohorts in the media and in the Democrats were saying, it's like the flu, it's no big deal. So I don't think Joe Biden had that kind of foresight. I really don't. Few people did. And the bottom line is, it's not really up to him. Had it been up to me, yeah, I probably would have closed things sooner. But, people were screaming at the top of their lungs, oh my God, this is another Muslim ban. But the real disingenuous part comes up.
Then Biden told Trump he should insist on having American health experts on the
Again, I mean, he's not in control.
Ground in China.
I would be on the phone with China and making it clear, we are going to need to be in your country. You
can't do that. You can't do that to a sovereign country. They don't have to listen to you.
to be open. You have
Well,
to be clear.
and what are you
You
going to
have
do?
Know what's going on.
What are you going to do if they say no? No, you can't send anybody. It's communist China. They don't have to listen to anybody. That's part of the problem.
Over for the Chinese. He took their word for it.
The president tweeted, China has been working very hard to contain the coronavirus. The United States greatly appreciates their efforts and transparency.
China, I spoke with President.
Yeah, I mean, he was cutting a deal with the guy. What's he supposed to do? Insult him? And at that point, did we really have all the I know. You hate communists, Joan. I know, it makes you very upset. Makes you very upset, the commies. Just relax. I'm going to finish this video. At that point, people didn't really know too much about the virus, other than it was extremely contagious. Now, by this time, I was in my mask at work, and people were calling me crazy, but it was tough to convince people. So it's no surprise to me. But the idea that Biden had a magic crystal ball when he basically kept, pretty much all the people in the debate really didn't talk about this. They kept implying Trump is a racist, and that's why he does everything. And that didn't really help. What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? I'm talking about Joe Biden. I know, it's very upsetting. It's very upsetting, very political divisive issue. Okay, you need to get down. Here, I'll put you down. I'll put you on the floor. so you can go get your food, and you don't have to hear about Joe Biden. I know, it's a very boring video. So, look, could Trump have acted earlier? Yeah, he could have. I think people would have screamed even louder. And cutting off trade to China and cutting off travel to China is, it does cost us money too. So, and by that time, I think it was too late anyway. I think it was probably too late months prior. This virus is so contagious. It just spreads and spreads and spreads. So, unless people are masked up and, keeping away from each other, there's not much you can do. I say that partly in China's defense too, although they did lie about it. It would have been better. I think in the end, if they had just told us, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway, and they would have come out looking better. But instead, we've got this big hubbub. But the idea that Biden's the guy. Yeah, he's seeing into the future. This guy,
President Xi, and they're working very, very hard. And I think it's going to all work out fine.
Trump praised the Chinese 15 times in January and February as the
But who's keeping score?
coronavirus spread across the world.
It's a tough situation. I think they're doing a very good job.
Yeah, it's weird the way they jump around and all the dates. Now this goes, that it went from February 10th to February 7th. Normally you'd go on a timeline. Look, was Trump's response perfect? No, but he had a lot of people saying, especially early February, it was no big deal. No big deal. What are you making such a big deal about it? By the time we got the first case here, then it was probably too late then, because again, 2-week incubation period. How are you going to see this case? You don't see it until somebody's sick, and by that time they could have been sick for 2 weeks. Walking around, touching stuff, talking to people, kissing people, whatever they're doing, spreading the disease. And that doesn't count the asymptomatic cases, which could have been ahead of these cases and spreading it just as far and wide.
I think that China will do a very good job.
Trump never got us.
What is he supposed to say? Like, I love the people who go, oh, he said this, he said that. He's a liar. He's a politician. They all lie. So, I mean, a lot of it's bluster. When he comes out and he makes a statement, he's just doing what he said, which is, I'm a cheerleader for America. That's what presidents do. That's what they're supposed to do. When a president comes out and says, oh, we're in big trouble, do you want to hear that? People freak out.
CDC team on the ground in China. And the travel ban he brags about? Trump let in 40,000 travelers from China into...
And this is where it's really disingenuous. Those 40,000 people were patriots. I mean, expats. So they were people who were citizens of this country, and they were expats in China, people who were teaching English over there or doing business or whatever. And they left and came home to the U.S. during this virus, which, and who knows, possibly a war. I mean, possibly... Who knows? Who knows what the heck's going on in China? I've heard everything from, besides the fact that they welded people in their apartments, besides the fact that they were dragging people out of their homes and throwing them into quarantine camps at the same time. I don't know what the difference was there, that they hung up signs that they were going to smash people's teeth in and break their feet. I saw the videos. Yeah, could they be fake? I don't know. It was an awful lot of videos, but it seems to be a lot of trouble to just confuse me. But, and then, there's all sorts of rumors that they were keeping the crematoriums running nonstop. So who knows how many bodies they had.
America after he signed it. Not exactly airtight. Look around. 22 million Americans are out of work. And we...
Yeah, because of the shutdown. I mean, what do you expect?
Have more officially reported cases and deaths than any other country. Donald Trump.
We're also a bigger country. We also have better testing. After a certain point, the tests don't matter. China stopped testing. They didn't have good tests. They were using the temperature gun to stop people at airports. That's not a reliable test for the coronavirus. If someone runs hot they could end up throwing them in a quarantine camp for no reason. They're not even sick. If someone has a regular flu, that wouldn't work either. If someone's sick and they're asymptomatic or just don't have a fever, they could walk right past security. That was a terrible check, and even the Chinese acknowledged that. So that, on top of the fact they just stopped reporting the cases. They probably have millions of cases, millions, and that doesn't even count the cases that were asymptomatic. So we didn't have the most cases. China did. We were beating Italy for a while, but again, Italy was overwhelmed, probably stopped testing after a certain point, or only tested people who, there were people who died in their house, and they couldn't let the rest of the inhabitants of the house leave in Italy. So there was lots of problems here and lots of blame to go around, but to blame it on Trump and to say, like, well, Biden's a tough guy that'll fix it. Oh yeah, right.
Trump left this country unprepared and unprotected for the worst public health and economic crisis in our lifetime. And now we're paying the price. All the negative ads in the world can't change the truth.
Let's hear it. Say it. Say it, Joe Biden. Oh, isn't he supposed to say it? Oh, I guess it was paid for Biden. He doesn't have to say, I'm Joe Biden and I approve this message. I mean, it's good ad, right? It's got that scary music. And, it's got great cuts. There's so much footage of Trump. My God. They'll have plenty to choose from. But, Trump has done an amazing job of undermining pretty much any message about him. And the media has stepped right into that trap. They don't do their job. They haven't been doing their job for years. And so now anybody who criticizes him, well, his followers just dismiss it as fake news, even if it's real. And the media is to blame on that. Yeah, I know. Give me one more second, Joan. Anyhow, not a great ad. Good luck out-trumping Trump on China. Trump's been talking about this stuff for years. There's no way you're going to beat him on this issue, but, good luck. Good luck, Biden fans.